This week we're going to talk about a record U.S. soybean planting pace. We're also going to take a look at the short-term weather trends affecting future planting. Then we're going to focus on the pace of the U.S. soybean crush as well as domestic use of soybean meal and oil, and wrap things up looking at trends in November soybean futures. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. We've moved into the month of May and this market remains historically volatile. What we're going to do is start out looking at the trends now in U.S. soybean planting. Let's take a look at now where the pace stands as we enter May. You can see here we took a nice jump last week from 8% to 24%. That's actually a record for this time of year. Across the Midwest, quite a bit of planting, particularly west of the Mississippi River, but also a good start in the eastern Corn Belt. Now we're looking at the pace of this year compared to recent years. As I mentioned, we're looking at a record pace here for 2021 of 24%. Notice how that compares to just 2 years ago in 2019 when we were struggling at less than 5% of the crop planted. Now over the next 2 weeks from May 2nd to May 16th, on average, approximately 27% more of the beans will be planted. So if we continue on this pace, we'll be approaching 50% of the beans planted by the middle of May. Of course, the planting pace will be directly related to the weather trends. Let's take a look at the short-term forecast. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. We're starting out here looking at the next 7 days, and you can see it's quite cool across the vast majority of the Midwest, stretching the eastern Corn Belt as well as the southeast. So it's going to be a little bit cool. Now we're looking at the weather trends here in terms of precip. Saturday and Sunday here, you can see there's a swath of rain moving from the northwest into the southeast. Heaviest amounts in that pink color here, if you will, further south. But quite a bit of rain possibility here Saturday and Sunday. The real rain possibility increases though next week. We're looking here at May 10th through the 16th. That whole green area highlighted here could be seeing some increased precipitation. So we may see some stop and go progress on soybean planting short term. Let's move on now. We've been focusing recently the last month or two on soybean export sales. This week we're going to shift our focus and look at the domestic soybean crush. This week the USDA released its monthly soybean crush report. Let's take a look at that report. Now again, this is looking at the month of March here. There's a lag in terms of reporting data, but quite a few numbers there between crush, soybean oil stocks, and quite a bit. What we want to do now is zero in and highlight domestic soybean meal use. That's domestic SBM use at 3,321. Now that's the total for the month of March. Here's the key message. Now in the month of March, the domestic soybean meal use, of course this is the meal fed to livestock and poultry, was up 12.5% from February, and that's adjusted because February, of course, has 3 fewer days than March, and it's up 7.4% from January. The other key component, of course, of the soybean crush is the oil. Oil use also was extremely strong in the month of March. Domestic soybean oil use in the month of March was up 12.5% also from February, adjusted daily rate, and up nearly 10% from January. Here's the key message about soybeans, however. Not only do we have to focus on domestic consumption, we also have to look at exports. Let's zero in and look at the exports of soybean meal. Now, quite a contrast here to what we've been seeing most of the crop year in soybeans. As the Argentina crop is being harvested and becoming available to the market, we're seeing a sharp drop-off in soybean meal exports. Now, we're seeing a 7-year low, as we can see here, in unshipped sales of soybean meal. Here's the key message. As we move forward here into May, June, July, and August, will the weakened soybean meal export demand draw back or curtail the crush enough to give us a cushion here at the end of August as we transition to new crop? The overall message, however, is one of volatility, increased volatility here as the market tries to figure out if we've rationed this small stock of soybeans that we have. Strongly encourage you to continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage this historic price volatility. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in November soybean futures. We've highlighted this before, but we'll continue to emphasize we're looking at November 2021 soybean futures near the highs that were made 10 years ago in 2011 and also in 2012. Obviously, subsequently in 2012 with the drought, we did see higher prices, but these prices today are at some attractive levels relative to recent history. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants. We'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.